Let's take a look back now at the highlights of Season 1 of Star Trek Starfleet Academy, because when you list them off in one video, I think it really puts it all in perspective. Our main character is Caleb Meir, and he was separated from his mother as a boy. He's convinced to join Starfleet Academy by the Chancellor, Nala Ake, the woman who put his mother in prison. And the offer is, it's sort of presented to him as if Starfleet Academy is some kind of rehabilitation school for wayward youngsters. It's not supposed to be. It's about finding the best of the best in the Federation. That's what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be, about highly dangerous, highly skilled work in the fields of exploration, space science, diplomacy, engineering, and command. This is not a charity. This is not a therapeutic boarding school for young adults. Despite demonstrating no interest or aptitude or suitability for Starfleet, he joins anyway in the hopes he can one day find his mother. He's a total Gary Sue as well. He can pretty much do anything from a technical standpoint with ease. We have a gay, effeminate Klingon who had two fathers, wears a skirt, and prefers to watch birds rather than fight. We have a half Klingon, half Jem'Hadar female character, despite it not actually being possible for a Jem'Hadar to be female. Oh, she's also a lesbian and romantically involved with the Discovery character, Jet Reno. Darum is the jock character in the group. He's into both women and men, so there you go. And also, he vomits glitter. Again, none of what I'm saying is a parody. This is supposed to be actual Star Trek. The main ship of the series is the USS Athena, and it's designed to look like a comm badge. It looks terrible, and it has, once again, warp nacelles that are detachable, like Discovery. Yeah, detachable warp nacelles. The ship is also Starfleet Academy. So the Starfleet Academy is actually based on part of the ship. Now, speaking of comm badges, this genius swallowed her comm badge on her first day. And it was supposed to be funny. For some reason, Nala Ake likes to sit in her captain's chair like this, and sometimes this, because I guess the writers think absurd character traits are somehow deep and meaningful. Also, I've noticed that Starfleet Academy seems to be pretty low on white males these days, as you can see. Ake likes to walk around in her bare feet. Betazoids seem to have lost their ability to speak telepathically to each other, and instead, they now use sign language. Bit of a step down. The dialogue on the show is annoying, quippy, too fast-paced, tries to be clever, and filled with contemporary vernacular. Everyone speaks using phrases from the 21st century. Characters often talk about their feelings and cry about trauma. The holographic doctor from Voyager, for some reason, butchers a quote from Captain Picard from The Next Generation in an absolutely absurd gaffe that must have been either a huge mistake when they were filming or a massive editing screw-up. Either way, I have no idea how this happened. The Klingon I mentioned earlier is called J-Den. Clever, right? He won't eat anything that didn't die in a fair fight. For some reason, this also includes pepperoni on a pizza, despite the fact that the pepperoni was replicated. The Klingons won't accept the Federation giving them a new homeworld, because their warrior pride won't let them accept charity. So instead, they have to do this really dumb thing where they pretend to win a mock space battle with the Federation in order to conquer the planet, despite the fact that on Star Trek Voyager, there was an episode where Klingons were happy to be given a new homeworld after their ship was destroyed. The Betazoid chick and Caleb get together despite having zero romantic chemistry. And also, when she gets really mad, she's able to do some magical telepathic scream that blows people's heads off. Because feelings are capable of saving the day on this show, I think feelings might actually be more powerful than phasers on Star Trek these days. At least it's not as bad as the time on Discovery when a Kelpian child cried out for his mother and his scream destroyed all of the dilithium in the galaxy. This was called the burn. And yeah, that really happened on Star Trek. The main bad guy, Noose Bracca, is just a cartoonish jabbering moron. He has a stock standard revenge plot and learns, in the end, that his motivations were simply misguided and wrong, and he's really just an emotional man-child who never grew up. See, it's all about unprocessed childhood trauma. You may be noticing a theme on this show. His long, cringe speeches are filled with idiotically absurd dialogue, like, "Time will always fold upon itself like an origami chicken." What that's supposed to mean, I have no idea. But someone thought, yeah, let's put that in the episode. In the first episode, we see him being a space pirate, stealing warp cores and bits of people's ships. By the end of the season, he has managed to surround the entire 4,000 square light years of the Federation in a massive energy field made up of hundreds of Omega mines, capable of killing over 160 billion people, despite the fact that this feat would be possible only for a godlike being such as Q, because a minefield of that size would require octillions of mines, about 1,000 years to deploy, and most of the raw materials of the entire Federation. Poor writing doesn't even cover it. The show is devoid of scientific understanding, but ultimately the stories are boring, they lack depth, excitement, intrigue, originality, fun, creativity, and intelligence. At this stage, that should go without saying. The resolution of many of the episodes usually involves characters coming to terms with their feelings and emotional challenges. In my final assessment of this season, I can honestly say Starfleet Academy is about as bad as I thought it would be. It's arguably the wokest Trek series of all, and I would not have watched it if doing reviews was not my actual job. I recommend the show to no one. Now, without meaning to sound hyperbolic, which is easy to do on YouTube, this is the worst sci-fi TV show I've ever watched. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's worse than some bad CW show or something, because I don't actually know. I haven't watched enough CW shows to be certain of that. I just know that this is the worst sci-fi TV show that I've ever watched. Now, we joked in the past that this show was kind of like a Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, Beverly Hills 90210 in space, right? But those shows were well regarded at the time, and they were very popular in their niche. In their own particular genres, their audiences remember those shows fondly. I do not believe that the same will be said of Starfleet Academy, because it has absolutely nothing redeemable going for it. If you ever think I'm being over the top about my assessment here, by all means, give the show a whirl for yourself, and I think you'll quickly find I am not exaggerating. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe for more. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.